Hey everyone, welcome to my review of the DC Multiverse Teen Titans Wave Raven. Now, like I mentioned in my previous review, I wasn't really planning on picking this figure up or the line in general, but now that I do have this figure, I'm pretty sure I'm going to want to be able to collect the other ones as well. But going into the figure itself, we can start with the head sculpt, and like always, I do believe that McFarlane has found their stride in terms of finding the great sculpt and great painting for their, I guess, comic book figures more so than their live action ones. And I mean, if we can look here, this head sculpt is just, if we can focus, it's just a very nice head sculpt of Raven. The paint work looks nice. There's not really any smudging, nothing whatsoever. The textures on this figure as well is very nice, especially this cape in the back. It just has such a nice texture, and the cape itself is pretty flexible, so you don't have to worry about it being too stiff, and you can get into some pretty nice poses. Again, just the costume itself, I can't remember which comic version this is supposed to be of Raven, but I feel like it's like not fully one version. It's a mix of a little bit of multiple ones. But even like you can see in the gems, very nice detail. The paintwork on them is very nice. There's not really much smudging or lack of paint apps here. Even all the way down to the legs, it had such great detail. Again, this is all going to be molded in plastic, so there's not going to be much paint down here. But I do think it makes it up with this great head sculpt and great paint job up top. For the articulation, it's pretty similar to any DC Multiverse figure. The head can rotate, but also the hood can rotate, which is very nice. She can look down, alright, decently. Looking up, not so much. I think the hood does get in the way. She can get a good 90 degrees on her shoulders, bicep swivel right here, and then double jointed elbows. You can get a nice bend. Bending the elbows all the way, you can get a nice, well over 90 degree bend. For her wrist, she does have the swivel, and she does have a hinge as well. For the torso, she can bend down this much. She has a pretty decent ab crunch, and then back is where you're going to get most of it, using both joints. But if you do go back a little, just be careful for a little bit of a gap right there in the abdomen. She can rotate on the top as well as her lower half. Legs can go out 90 degrees, so she can do the splits. They can go forward this much and then bend back about that much. Down at the knee, she does have double joints, so she can bend, have a really nice bend at the knee. She doesn't have much of a thigh swivel, but you can get some. And then down at the feet, it's a regular McFarlane bends. Toe joint, rotate, and then hinge. Accessories, Raven comes with your typical black figure base stand, as well as two, I guess, magic effects that you can swap out with your hands. And I do have a problem with these. I'll show them once I actually put them on to the figure. So this is what Raven looks like with the magic effects placed on, and as you can see, you instead of like having them as like an overlay for her normal hands, they're actually swappable hands. And I don't know if you could see, it's not really visible here, but again, you can see like the post. You can see the post right there, but also I don't know if you can make out her hands are actually inside, but they're obviously like a translucent pink. And while these magic effects aren't the best, they get the job done. I wish they were overlays for her normal hands instead of being this ugly, having a visible post. For a few comparisons, here's Raven alongside my previous reviewed figure, a 6-inch Marvel Legends Nebula. And then here's a comparison of Raven next to her fellow Titan Beast Boy. And yes, while Raven is lacking in magic effects, if you have any extra ones like I do from any other figures, you can put them on and it gets the job done, at least for me. But overall, I do feel like this figure is adequate enough to be part of my display shelf. And if you like to pick her up, she is available in most retailers. I got her at, I think, Target. And if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting if you are going to pick her up, or if you want me to see me review any other figures from this line. And thank you again for stopping by. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.